Okay. Oh, no, here. Now it's 6:30 on the button. Hello, everybody. Hello, Big Daddy. Whatever. Ooh, we got sermons fired up. I guess sermon may know what's going to be happening today. Whew. All right, so video games. We are currently in the middle of and potentially concluding the mucking about section, where they are making upgrades and revisions to the big old spaceship, and when they're done, we're gonna borrow it to go attempt to punch Medion in her face for trying to blow the planet up. Something I suppose. Oh, I realized I forgot something. Keep talking, me, while I stall for content while I do a thing. Perfect. No one will ever know. Except, well, I'll know, I suppose. Whatever. Anyway, something I didn't realize, or at least didn't internalize, is that Medion was specifically shooting the death laser at Aetheris, or at least that's what people are telling us in the last time. I thought she was basically just blasting everything everywhere, and it's just like, well, nobody else in the universe is alive, so everybody's getting affected by the radiation, but only our planet is really being affected by it. Again, at least the way that they described it last week, Medion is specifically causing the end times on Aetheris, which is a potential plausible deniability. Oh, there's one place that Medion didn't go to, and there's all sorts of life, and everything's fine there. I don't think they're going to do that, but doors open. And in the meantime, we are doing odds and ends and nonsense, including helping Alisaie with boxes. So let's do that. Let's get things moving along. If we're good little boys and girls, then we may get a dungeon. And if we're even better boys and girls, we may get a trial. So I am concerned that we're not going to have enough time from all the cutscenes. Only one way to find out. Anyway, Alisaie, we're here to help her with the boxes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on one hand, no reason to affect the rest of the universe. On the other hand, I thought she just, like, flipped a switch. Like, she just flipped the despair switch, and then everybody everywhere was a suffering despair, and it was only our planet that was being affected. But also, there's no way that media went everywhere in the universe is too big. That is, yeah, I wouldn't call it bad. But beforehand, I thought, oh, everybody, the end times are happening everywhere in the universe. I guess everybody's screwed except us. And technically, we were also screwed, but then we just sort of fixed it. But now it's Aetheris is screwed. Now there's semantics in the plan B where, you know, okay, so end times happens to Aetheris and everybody gets on the moon and we go fly to a different planet and resettle there. Like, wouldn't Medion just, like, re-aim? But maybe Medion doesn't know. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But I was ruminating on all these things, as I have been for a little while. And I realized that it's sort of just anywhere else may have been fine. And so, strictly speaking, 7.5, we're going to get a new planet in the cosmic exploration. So far, we found nothing, and then we found more nothing, and then we found the ruins of a civilization. And if I remember correctly, I guess this is spoilers, but who's doing this content except me? Like, I'm the only person doing it, so who cares? The the last planet we found ruins, and then in the ruins we found the coordinates for where they left. So now we're going to go to a different planet where the people who made the ruins may actually be. I'm assuming we're going to find more ruins, but maybe we'll find robots. Or maybe we'll find the things that Medion missed. Circling it back around. Maybe it matters. Manderville questline confirmed. Other civilization planets got... so it is possible that that Medion's despair beam is not as precise as to hit Atheris and only Atheris, and that there could be a lot of collateral damage in the way. Theoretically, despair's been beamed at this planet this whole time, but then Zodiac sort of has been doing a this whole time. And then, I mean, I guess Medion just had nothing else to do except shoot the beam. Just be pouty at the end of time and space. So. Also, hello Shadow Derpy, I guess. Whatever that was. Alright, Ali say we come here to help you with your boxes. No, I don't mind if you help with the boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? We've got nothing else to do. Man, we're carrying crates. I'd complain about carrying crates, but anybody who knows me would know that it would be a thinly veiled lie. Any content involving carrying crates, and I am there. In this game, I guess. I mean, for what it's worth, I did enjoy at least whatever part of Death Stranding I played until I fell off of it. And that game was all about carrying crates. So it's a, ugh. Every time I think about, oh, maybe get back into Death Stranding. Now you understand Kojima's madness. Now you can probably appreciate it a lot more than you did before, when you thought it was this weird, quirky thing, and then you got hung up on the details. It's just like, now you don't need to get hung up on the details. You know that everything's weird and funky, and it's whenever things make sense that you should be concerned in a Kojima game. Anyway, hello, Alfino. My gratitude, but how did you become involved in this? I have nothing else to do. You're wondering why we were tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia. Turns out this is a base of operations of sorts. Those with final say as to what is included in the ship's manifest can be found here. Father included, I suspect. Alice has brought the rest of the boxes. She carried a lot of boxes. I imagine you meant Death Stranding and not Desk Tranny. Pretty. I'd call it not an S tier autocorrect, maybe an A tier. That's silly. But I know they came out with Death Stranding 2, and apparently it's more of the good stuff. When I was originally playing Death Stranding, I was looking for where the Silent Hill was, because I didn't know what Kojima was. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure some people knew it. And then I found the Silent Hill, and I immediately lost interest. Because, I mean, the game's not about the Silent Hill. It's about avoiding the things that happen when the Silent Hill stuff happens. But now I'd go into it and be like, yeah, Kojima, give me that good weird stuff. Anyway, we got Theopolden here. You brought samples from Charlie and Hamlet, Series 110. The crates are by the entrance. They're dreadfully short-handed. You're fortunate children, are you not? Well acquainted with father, I take it. Been friends with your parents since our dates at the studio. I remember when you were yay high, waddling hither and thither. Quite some time since we met, because good to see you again, wielding your father's newlets, no less. Your parents, were they were young? What were they like? Pray, spare no detail. I'd like nothing more than to regale you. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, and in terms of paperwork, reams of paperwork want for submission. We can help with that, in exchange for some stories. Alright. We're couriers again. Find a foreign representative made to collect these near the southernmost entrance. Southernmost entrance. We gotta be hoofing it. How is this not the southernmost entrance? By the southernmost entrance, so. Unless you're over here? Yeah, they're not by the entrance. Oh yeah, you get the stupid hat on. There you go. The nature of this paperwork is not a particularly well-guarded secret, but due to how dull it is to read, will nevertheless remain largely unknown. Appreciate your sending these documents to my hands. As for your other tasks, pray keep this between us, but I sincerely hope you scions succeed. The Exodus is without a doubt the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum, and so we must be circumspect in all respects. Risk is a privilege we cannot afford ourselves. Yeah, some of the spooky content is there, but like a lot of like the surrealism stuff that may have been the carved out husk of Silent Hills basically happens if you screw up. So if you're playing well, you'll never see it. At least as far as I got, which I got, I don't know, maybe a dozen hours in. A lot of bringing stuff around. Sharing this over the nation of the curious, it would be tragedy indeed if you were the ones to stymie your pursuit of truth. There you go. Quick and efficient addition. They have a talent for this work. Twins papers only needed to be delivered elsewhere in the facility, so they should be returning at any moment. It's still Kojima. Like it's. I'm working on other side hustles right now. I can't start a third side hustle. All you sending you on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe, you struggle out of your swaddling clothes and. Quite enough of that, thank you. It was compromising stories of our parents that we'd ask you to hear, to reiterate. Must have some. As you know, part of why the level of your name garners such respect in Charlian is your family's storied history. You two can trace your ancestry directly to those who came aboard Young Crypt's Hope, a lineage few can claim. Never thought much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded our nation. They simply were there when it happened. That's why Young Crypt's pronouncement, renounce the ways of war and pursued enlightenment through knowledge and reason, has ever been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, aye. Archon Louisoix looked not to Nyunkrip's words, but his deeds. He asserted, in defiance of his peers, that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides is the true mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy and the fall of civilizations that led him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. There will ever be conflict, and calamity will follow. Thus, to ignore the plight of those who one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The line. Remember his words well. Indeed, Archon Louisoix lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Charlian or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Fortunato cannot reconcile Louisoix's deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Fortunato agonized over this contradiction for much of his life. A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? Gods know Fortunato's a cranky old goat, so I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Yet even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day, and that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born. Barely recognizable he was, the kind of dumbfounded grin I'd not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he's also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course no matter what or who opposes him. Profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, as I'm sure you'll agree. Thank you for your insight. When next we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Trying to get me in too much trouble now. I need the form on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to get getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought can make it to their proper places, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. Hail, you three. It's Graha! Surely Kokol hasn't driven you out of the forge already. For better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than a single pair of hands. What? Asahi and I have prior commitments, and we've delayed too long as it is. I guess it's me. Where are you kids going? Unspecified task awakes us. In the event that our, and I quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap, Master Kokol wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer to the anvil at a moment's notice. To fabricate these parts, he needs the flames in Kokol's forge to burn hotter. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire aspect ether in Labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor south of here, to which I've borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry it out safely, but I can explain it in process to you when I arrive. Get out of here, you kids. I think we actually get to fight something. When you flip the light switch. The reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire ether output. When I do, a rather large amount of water aspected ether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this is to attract at least a few elementals, which would both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself. Trust me. Put down any that draw too near, they'll pose you little trouble, I'm sure. Violence! That was a long wait. Time to cut things. Okinami carry damage. Oh my goodness. Everything's dead. No major complications to speak of inside. Water ether appears to be venting properly. I expect Coco will have seen a difference in his forge lanes by the time I return. Another matter I thought to discuss with you. Nothing terribly important, merely something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you, and only you, have been to Elpis. As we've established, refined adamantite is a product of Allag, of the Empire's twilight years, in fact. It was a material which saw much use as part of the Allagan's effort to extend beyond the bounds of this world, Dalamit, of course, being the most prominent. Of those who would push further, expand Allag's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist, Amon. About the same question. I believe he had his own reasons. There's no evidence to suggest that he should retain memories of his former life. He only joined the Asians once the empire was all but dust, as you know. Not his memory, though. What drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? It may seem far-fetched, but what if souls like minds have a personality, so to speak, a natural disposition towards what they are inclined? We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Allag that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Xandi. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Xandi's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mitre of their own indolence. Using that word indolence again. Or would have, if not Xandi been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same end, to instill people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives are devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope in the distant stars. Such is my theory. Ultimately, it's a consequence of their actions which matter. Their motives are of no moment. And yet, to reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. Ray of Light likes this. Oh, and now we're full circle. Oh, look at this. We're full circle. Nicely done. Let's say, which Aetherite would be faster? Actually, this one's faster. Just run in there. Correct. They just borrowed the body. And Asahi was not happy with it. So theoretically, Fan Daniel, well, you can look like whatever the hell you want when you're an Asian. but yeah, they're not. It's not like Asahi is the reincarnation. Well, he couldn't be because Fan Daniel's an Asian, so he's just been bopping around. But yeah, you get it. Hello, Mr. Dank. I can feel those flames blazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, but there's not much left for you lot to do unless you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster. I do trust you to deliver on your promise. I do. Only, I hate waiting. I want that adamantite. I want it now. Share your impatience. There's surely nothing else we can assist with in the meantime. I wish. Sitting about's unbearable. Pity the form frowns on recreational explosions. Well, so long as they can't prove it wasn't so long as they can't prove it was premeditated. Get you gone. I've mistakes to make. Suppose I should go and return the key to the reactor. I'll have one or more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong, unintentionally otherwise. I'm certain there are better uses for your time. I'll join you in the hamlet. Any smoke rising from the building behind me will entirely unrelated to what I didn't say. Got it? God bless. God bless, Mr. Dank. Oh. We've now removed the remaining pretense. Wait here, your companions are bound to turn up sooner or later. Amon. Oh, that waiting bar.
All set, I take it?
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals. Trivial tasks as they may be.
Howdy, Snooty.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Good old Scion hangout.
Consultations with the Labyrinthos, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphano, are you there? It's me, Cryle.
Hello,
The
Cryle.
special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Is this a cutscene where Nero stands around but he doesn't say anything because they couldn't find his voice actor?
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested with all speed.
I was staring at the gyroscope. How dare you?
Now, where might this delivery be? Oh.
Actually, everybody.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be.
Did phone a friend.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalaman shard.
If you had done the, if you did the Red Bill, if you did the Voidar quest line, that would have been a cameo from the, that makes sense.
I'll have you know, I went all the way to the entrance. I played a vital role in keeping a lookout whilst our expeditionary forces secured the adamantite.
Hip hip.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Hancock and Saraban.
We come bearing relics both sacred and Allagan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of the Kojin. Upon learning of your need, Bunchin bade me deliver it on behalf of the Blue with all haste. Fearing I could not swim here with the necessary speed, however, I thought to beg our Confederate allies for aid. To my delight, Hancock was already preparing for departure at the self-same port, and had space for additional cargo.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenar Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability. And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Insert money. There it is, the
Don't
money.
let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending. When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also have the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
Bring the other money.
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
The other money.
Mother!
Millions.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
We're never getting that teleport money back. We used it to buy Kojin artifacts.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent. Waste not.
Two of the most dangerous women in the world are friends.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, then? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Erenville, you were involved too.
All of our friends.
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know.
Erenville, you're fired. Go home.
That is why
Damn
I
it.
chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon? And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
See it? You brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud Shard.
The lad himself, ladies and gentlemen.
I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshires, treasure hunters, not least among them.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat-Han not have more pressing concerns?
Estinian's like, there's a dragon. We must address the dragon.
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdai's answer was silence, as ever.
Ah! Reference to Ashdaya.
Tiamat and Hrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion.
The others are dead.
My sire, too, gave his assent. Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself.
Look at me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
get a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go! What we could do with that much power! What we could blow up!
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Punch him! But he's not punching.
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it, the lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family.
Where Light puts hand on sword, cautiously. This could be a trick.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. It was love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures.
Yeah, they still get Dairy Queen. Not changing.
The great exodus would succeed. Must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Charlian's policies. A perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing. When he perished at Cartano, as we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You too have grown. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come. come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Millions.
Aetheryte is allowed to animate, but none of the people in the background are.
Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular.
Oh, mine!
I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here, after all.
All right, where's the? You're all doomed and going to die. No, nothing cheeky. It's just do a good job, and do a good job. Nero's just standing there. It feels so lifeless.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if...
Super long cutscene's done. Hello, Vortel.
Fun fact, do you know the voice actor for Hori Boulder was the same person who voiced Kosetsu?
Nice!
And also the same voice actor who voiced Ritra.
Interesting.
And also the same one who voiced Pyrogo.
Pyrogon I can get. Also for Vitra, I guess when you do all of the dragonization of the voices, you can... It's harder to tell who's who. Hori Boulder being Gosetsu though. Very, very rad.
Here's another fun fact. The voice actor for Kakol is the same voice actor for Matem.
Huh. That's a range change. Also the same person who voiced Alice. I believe it. I'm not checking. Who's
also, hi, yeah. Me and Maddie were busy playing video games.
I saw you guys were gaming. I thought you guys were just gonna game out of your minds the whole evening.
No, we finished what we were doing.
You beat the game?
Yo, we beat all of this game.
I know. Wow, well done, man. Oh, okay.
It only took 160 years of grinding, but we got there.
Super good.
Honestly, it was getting the third age pieces that took the longest.
Well, as long as you're having fun.
For anybody who is unaware, the third age drop rate for any piece from a clue scroll is 1 in 313,168.
Was that the only way to get them?
Yes.
It's absolutely brutal. Is that stock game, or are those league bolster?
No, that's stock. That's stock game. There are also 25 third age items. So that is probably nobody is going to own every single piece in their lifetime unless they buy them, because the chances of hitting that 25 times when it takes about, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 minutes per clue scroll, that's just unfathomably luck required in order to actually do that. I will say though, they are just cosmetics mostly, but they are extremely rare. But yeah, we beat RuneScape. It's crazy.
Ah, it's good. What happens after the end credits? You can't tell us? That's understandable. It's a secret.
I actually can't tell you. I'll just say it wasn't worth it, if I'm honest.
They make you sign an NDA or they delete your account. I get it. Alrighty. Well, people who are interested, I'm talking to people. Only half of them have something interesting to say. Same main credits as Minecraft.
I was actually going to bring up Minecraft, but I think most people know about the Minecraft credits at this point.
Did you beat the Ender Dragon? Is that still the end of the game still?
Yeah, you beat the Ender Dragon and you get the weird wacky credits at the end.
You know if that changed over the decades it's been since I played the game.
I actually think, well, actually they probably wouldn't. I don't think RuneScape would ever have a final quest, per se. It'd be neat, but I don't think we ever could. They've got too many stories to tell. Anyway, I'll stop yapping. Feel free to play your video game.
Okay, fine. As is agreed, he will reveal the means by which Hydaelyn may be contacted. If we were to meet him at Emporia when we're ready, given the vital knowledge she holds, I suggest we leave without delay. Transpowers, however, Form's method for speaking with her is not without risks. I'm curious to hear what those might entail, but regardless, be warned. Most of those who arrived at Adamantite have offered to stay and see to any remaining tasks. Form has already asked for any assistance in overseeing the process, so you needn't worry about a thing. Off to Emporia. What do you got?
Also, the other reason I decided not to jump into the stream is so I could avoid that fucking background music while you're fanning about doing bugger all in that area. Because I'd lose my bloody mind.
It did start grading after the first 45 minutes, and then it kept going after that. I don't want to be getting hurt, but I hope you will wring as much information out of Hydaelyn as you can. For all we know, this is the one and only opportunity we'll get. Alright, no. Emporia! Hey, 2 minutes. Oh, not yet. We haven't finished the question.
Oh my god, it's here. Oh god, it's here.
Sorry, no. Hang on.
I'm gonna go listen to Country Jig.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go get some hot dogs. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh man, the hot dog meme continues.
Yes, we're still in April. We still got hot dogs.
10 out of 10 meme. Actually, yeah, you're right. Maybe we should have more hot dogs. From here, we proceed to the heart of Labyrinthos and its most closely guarded secret, Thomazane. It marks the beginning and end of our efforts. whence we delve to seek the audience with the star, and whence we will embark on our journey to the heavens. This way, if you please. It's a hot dog day. Man, I should have got a hot dog. I had a choice of a burger and a hot dog. I got a burger. Maybe
I was
I
just
can
to say that burger is 100% a valid choice. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Music's gone. Now we're staring at a ship. It's the Ragnarok! The bunnies and their space tech. Bid you welcome to Thaumazyne. Direct your attention towards its center to behold the ark over which we have long labored. As you can see, it was designed as a medium-sized craft, the better to reduce fuel consumption. Miniaturizing magics have been applied to its interior to ensure that the thrust-to-weight ratio does not place too great a limitation on its freight capacity. The Aether Burner, as you know, has been removed for further modification, but we shall reattach it soon enough. I've received word that Kokol and several of your allies are working on it with intense fervor. Anything I fear they will not afford us much time for speaking with Hydaelyn ere they finish. Haha, knee slapper. Point taken, let us move on. I must warn you again, however, that even with the benefit of our device, to treat with her is not a simple feat. Let me in. I've done what I can to impress upon you the gravity of what lies ahead. Are you prepared? Yes. And I can fly. All right. Da-da-da-da-da. Stola, were you cheeky? We learn of Hydaelyn's greater plan, and we can only hope that she also knows the current location of Medion. And we can do neither if we do not focus on whatever trial awaits us within. Stola, come on! Feel it too, don't you? The ship is impressive, but it pales in comparison to the vast primordial power beneath our feet. You've seen enchantments most advanced here have been woven into the ship's very bones. Wilson and Bloeda were doubtless called upon for their expertise in teleportation of magics. It was the Allagan to first combine the mechanical and ethereal sciences into a revolutionary discipline. Given that this ship is nothing short of a technological marvel, and that precise vein Allagan salvage should suit it well. I doubt this is what Aaronville meant when he said there remains much we do not know, but I still can't believe everything that was hidden underneath the city this entire time. Well, imagine the zeal with which they're working in the afterburner, blah, 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 blah. Yes. That's okay. I can talk to him. Hello, Fangho. Really making us take in the size of this place. Theoretically mounting up is faster, but you can't fly in here. There's no aether currents to be spoken of. As you all know, alongside our physical world exists an ethereal plane, what we refer to as the ethereal sea. At the heart of the star, the physical and ethereal are one and the same. Thus, the deeper we go, the easier it becomes to pass between said planes. I double-clicked somehow. No sooner did the forum decide the exodus of the star would be necessary than it became work in this facility. Our work culminated in a device that allows us to peer deeper into the ethereal sea than ever before in search of Hydaelyn's ever fainter echoes. The Aitascope. It's a big elevator. And you communicate with her through this device. For a time, yes, but since the 7th Umbral Calamity, it has been rare to even hear a whisper. If you wish to reach her, you must journey closer to the center of the star than we have ever dared, beyond the Aitascope. Even so, I can make no guarantee you'll find her, nor of your safety, not so deep in the ethereal sea. We understand if we are to deliver this world, we have no choice but to try. I only wish we could do more to observe your progress from afar. The Aitascope's ocular lens, by which we may peer into the ethereal sea without placing ourselves at hazard, lies above us. Through it we can watch and guide you. In those swirling depths, there are pockets of ether so dense and turbulent that they can unravel one's soul. If we determine that you are at risk of coming into contact with such a pocket, we will recall you with teleportation magics. To that end, it would be best if one familiar with the composition of your souls remained here to assist in assessing said risk. Kryle's not a pictomancer yet, so she should be pretty good to go there. I thought upon this much, and in truth I do not believe that I am fit to join you in the trials ahead. In the events at the Tower of Babel have drained me, yes, but even before that, your capabilities have far outstripped my own. There's no time to have a weak link in our vanguard, no matter how much she may wish it were otherwise. My assist in the matter that Master Firstnall has laid out, however, I still will be of use. Yeah, you're good. Compared to all that effort, blah, blah, blah. Alright. There's one more thing. Those in ages past refer to the ethereal sea as the underworld, our final resting place. In its embrace is memory washed away, leaving only the purity of one's soul, or so we believe. Yet what of those memories? Few think as to ask what becomes of them, cast adrift on the ethereal tides. Some theorize that they linger for some time, those associated with strong sentiment in particular. In those depths, memories of the departed may even coalesce around you for hatred or for love. Thus do I caution you to be wary, but also to have faith. Remember those who did gladly extend a hand to you, that they may lift you up once more. Staring at the elevator. Staring down at the elevator. There it is! I'll talk. If Hydaelyn be unwilling, or unable to divulge Medion's location now, so see our comrades delivered to the moon, one and all. Pray, however, that the eventuality doth not come to pass. While even a sliver of hope remaineth, we must needs fight on. Must needs. I've seen more than enough death in my time. Friends, enemies, far too many to count. Once revenge is all I live for. All that hate, all that anger. What good did it do? None, that's what. The way I see it, there's no point in living for the past. It's a present that needs protecting. And I help but think of those who were transformed into beasts. Their ether dissolved into nothingness, their souls forever lost. Yet I dare say Fandaniel still wanders the ethereal sea, as do ancients who gave rise to the Zodiarch, setting in motion so many cataclysmic events. There is a justice or morality at work that governs our fates I do not know it, nor do I think any man ever will. If some part of them remains in the ethereal sea, do you think... Forgive me, that's not why we're here. And no matter what happens, she'll always be with us. With Rin, most of all. She tells us to live for the here and now, to do what must be done, and we will. Maybe our enemies are down here, but if we've beaten them once, we could beat them again. I'm more concerned with our meeting with Hydaelyn. We may find our truth, but what if... No, I'd rather not think on it. Let's move on. We've always tried to do the right thing, but we have not always been kind nor merciful. I should not be surprised if some few harbored resentments for us as they passed on. We must face these truths and meet them as they come. I now understand why these facilities are so heavily guarded. If it fell into the wrong hands, the wisdom of Hydaelyn could be dangerous, 'tis true. However, the danger is naught compared to what would result should the common folk en masse venture into the ethereal sea unprepared, which they most certainly would if they thought it would allow them to speak to the dead. Once that secret got out, no rational argument could dissuade people from wanting to see their loved ones, no matter how ephemeral the meeting. I hope to guide you via link pearl while you're inside, but given the density of the ether, I'm not sure how long the connection will hold. Even if you can't hear me, be assured I am watching over you. Once you are below, you should proceed through the Aitascope to the central observatory. That is where the objective lens is located. We can manipulate it to direct an ethereal current deeper into the sea. Though I shall assist you in every way possible, this is your journey to make. When you are ready, I bid you step forth. I do need to be right back quickly before I get all this stuff done. So, one moment, please. That was pretty quick. Alright, in we go! Formal party. Who's default party?
My turn.
Alpha and Alex, get out of here. Who do we want? Who do we want? We want Stola.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
I stand ever ready.
Graha healing. Let's see how badly this ends. Put the ding in the elevator. I was waiting for that. I'm like, give me it. And they gave it to me. Alrighty.
Everything's in order with the lens. And I trust you can hear me. Those things are pure malcontent. The residue of lives unfulfilled.
It took me a while, but I finally got hot dogs.
Hello.
Hello. We're in the dungeon now.
We're in the dungeon. They let us in. Good news. We'll be able to get to everything I hoped we can get to today. When the cutscenes started rolling in, I'm like, oh no, we may have to stop it at Mothercrystal, but no, we're gonna get everything.
No, that is providing you don't die multiple times.
God. I shouldn't?
Imagine being bad at 14. Right, Tetsu?
Getting through them. You wouldn't know what it's like.
What do you like to get on your hot dogs, Flame Dragon?
Not much. Pretty basic bits.
Checks out. What about you, Chad? What do you put in your hot dogs? What do you think?
People put a lot of stuff on hot dogs, a dizzying amount of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes people put absurd amounts of stuff on a hot dog.
If it's a good enough hot dog, you can go plain without any problems. Greek sauce.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like soft buns for their hot dogs. I actually like a hard bun. Something with crunch. Something I have to attempt to get into.
Better say hello to Papa Limo. It's Olivia fight. Who wants to operate the missiles?
Holy shit, the callback. I both do and don't miss that era.
Understandable. Gloves are off, guys.
You want to take off anything else you've told? No? Alright, well the shot,
I had to go for it. Ah, what a bro. I knew you were good. Oh, wait. It hit me anyway. Fine. Bro revoked.
Allow me.
I kind of miss the ballpark hot dogs. Whatever brand they were when we got them when we were hanging out with Diggler way back when.
I think they're still around.
I mean, they're probably still around, they're just not around over here.
Ah. May you be cleansed by the tide.
Follow the flow of ether. It will guide you.
Everybody runs towards the door. Oof, that channel.
The ether is too dense. Ah, I'm losing you.
Stabbing mobs. Hello to Monbrita.
Allow me.
Oh, they're dead. Oh, slash Neil, because I always slash Neil. Slash Prey also is acceptable.
If only we could have saved him.
I heard it ends up worse.
Yeah, the
So, are you? What are you looking forward to in the Kefka Ultimate?
Not much, just a fight, really. Just a fight that's fun. Because like Warring Triads has been ever since the inception of the Ultimate, and we've pretty much been like Warring Triad has to happen. We've felt it, especially after the second one, Ulu, when it came out. We were just like, okay, we need Warring Triad now. And then we just sort of skipped it for ages. We just didn't go back to it ever. And it felt prime for it. And now we haven't confirmed if it's Warring Triad, but I refuse to believe it's only Kefka. And it would make sense if it was the Warring Triad and Kefka.
Yes.
So, also, Kefka, like, they did mention that this was going to be a meta fight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what they mean by meta. But if there's a character that exists that could do weird meta things, Kefka's one of them.
I agree.
Kefka's still one of my favorite blind fights. Just getting fucking bamboozled every fucking turn. It's good fun. So, I'm interested to see what they do. I'm hoping for some big spectacle. Something that makes me go, holy fuck, that's cool. So, you know, the same way DSR did. With, you know, Oshifont. And what you had to do to clear it. Because, I mean, through was fine, but, like, the puzzle was kind of non-existent. If you know anything about the lore of that raid series, you knew how to fucking clear it. It was not hard. The fight itself was still hard, but the puzzle was not even remotely interesting. But, yeah, no, I'm just hoping for, like, good fights, good spectacle, some good meta thing to come out of it. I don't imagine they're gonna do, like, any, like, big, like, Kefka's just gonna move your UI around or anything like that. I don't imagine they're gonna go that far, but be interesting to see what they do. They wouldn't do it because because, you know, players would complain that their UIs are moving and they got it in the right spot and it's perfect. And you've just ruined it. But, I don't know. I don't know what they could do that's meta. That's why I want to see what they do. Because, like, what can you do that the player base would not then bitch about? It's not a whole lot, to be honest. But they added puzzles once to the MSQ. We ain't getting that ever again.
Ah, it's so sad.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a good bamboozle, I imagine, is what they mean by meta. Maybe do it in the Ultimate? Oh, maybe. If they ever do that, if they ever bring it back for the Ultimate, they could. Absolutely could. Well, I imagine if Nier's gonna get touched, Nier's probably gonna be chaotic if they go back to
probably
doing
chaotic,
those.
yeah.
I just hope they don't tune it too fucking hard like they did before.
Anchor,
I was always worried about.
Why,
Oh,
Anchor?
Delete your character. You just get sent back to the login screen and it's just not there anymore.
If we get Queen Beast to show up, we're just gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like a few meta things. They don't do very meta things in this game. Probably the biggest meta thing they do is when you're in the treasure map and like the alarm's gone off and the door stays closed and then you go into the loading screen, but then it pulls you back out and tells you, oh hey, actually the door's open. I don't know, maybe they could do something like that.
Allow me.
You want them to do forced disconnects. Alright, well, just don't worry, I'm sure when Ultimate comes out, the DDoSers will do that for us.
Oh no.
That'll be why it's meta. Kefka actually joins in with the DDoSers, and that's why it's a meta fight. Oh, actually, maybe that's... What if they can fuck around with the party list, and maybe that's what's meta about it? Maybe force class changes out of nowhere. Oh, that'd be kind of sick, actually. Your DPS are now forced to play tank, and you gotta figure... Everybody has to be good at every role.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun, I think. Like, to just actually just have a full character swap. See, I was sort of thinking what meta thing could we do based on the Final Fantasy VI fight, but I couldn't really think of a whole lot. But I think bamboozling you by swapping who you're playing as would be interesting. If you don't do that in this fight, I wanna sell Square Enix that idea. Just hire me into the team, and I'll just make the game better. I'll fix all your problems.
I'm for it.
And then Final Fantasy XIV will just become another version of RuneScape. Yeah, the next Ultimate's been confirmed. Well, it's not been fully confirmed.
There is going to be an Ultimate.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be an Ultimate
confirmed.
soon. Soon-ish. Soon's relative, but it's soonish. And Kefka's the only thing we know about it. Which is why my theory, and a lot of people's theory, is that it's Warring Triad into Kefka.
I want Sophia to hit the weights and you just get thrown off the platform, no matter where you stand.
Hmm.
And then there's some mechanic about like adjusting the weights yourself.
Probably. I mean, yeah. There's probably going to be some like fucking mega math puzzle they have to get you to solve. Everybody's going to be a certain weight. And you also have to keep your eye on the weights as well. You keep your eye on that big red one coming down. Everybody has to count. But then there's also like markers that spawn. It's like, oh, DPS can only be here and heals can only be here. Better get it calculated, tanks, because now it's your job to stand on the right side. I almost feel like what they might do, I think the Dissidia games have Kefka voice lines. They might just yank it from Dissidia, if I'm honest. I can't remember what other Final Fantasy project they had that they did that with, where they just took Dissidia voice lines. But it would be neat if they had new, unique voice lines. I'd be all for that. Maybe it'll be meta in the sense that Kefka will stop talking about what's in your hard drive and what games you play. Like all Psycho Mantis on us.
That'd be silly.
That'd be silly, and it's within Kefka's character.
Dense dwarves.
Oh man, imagine if it was race specific. Nah, they wouldn't do it that way. But I mean, they might, is providing it was possible and was not made out of these specific races.
Everybody race changed to female Allagan. Who
Yeah.
got a rock.
God. Dude, why are you, if you're playing a black mage, why are you not a Lalafell? You start with like more int. Used to be the actual consensus back in the day. But even back in a Realm Reborn, the stat difference, the small stat gains you got at the beginning really didn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. I see you have installed some mods on your system.
Oh, that
right
would be
now.
hilarious.
May have to call a certain individual to let them know what you've got here. My, that is certainly a big penis that your Rockdar has. Yeah, it was like one int.
With a giant wreck.
Is as far as you go. Oblivion beckons!
Maybe Kefka will make fun of your parse during the fight.
There's a lot of
we have
things
one fight that kind of. We have one fight that kind of do that with in this game. Never remember exactly the name of the. It's the second boss one of the dungeons. The one with water guy. I can't remember his fucking name.
Is my favorite by far.
The flock.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. I'm gonna be honest, but it's the one where you finish the fight and then she gives you a rank at the end.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, sorry, you got a game. You gotta make sure that Mr. Fandan doesn't win.
We'll actually be we'll be running that the snow place. But yeah, when you fight the goth doll and she tells you how good you did. Not at me. Not at me. Right at me! I knew it was gonna be there. That's why I was calling it out.
It's a good thing you don't have to worry about positionals, huh?
Oh, it's an Endwalker boss. It's just like it's a big hitbox.
Melee's had it so hard for so long, man. You needed to pick hitboxes. This is crazy.
That's what we're going with.
Let the curtains rise for the main attraction.
It's such a badass moment in this the first time. You had to snap at everything.
You didn't even look at the explosion. You made it even cooler.
Away with you.
Tatsu is okay with having it hard if it means he can do stupid DPS. We will leave that quote as it is.
Perfect.
We will not ask for elaboration. I realized Tetsu was a joystick gamer, but alright. That's a challenge. Play Final Fantasy XIV with an old school joystick with 100 buttons on it.
Oh, that's an interesting pattern. F that. I guess we're effing that very specific range DPS in the back.
Oh, there's some ley lines I saw back there.
I
Hold
know,
on.
he was aiming for that black mace.
You know, told us someone should teach you ley lines. Well, to be fair, it does seem like your spellcasting speed's actually quite high, so maybe you've built enough spell speed material out of it.
Shit. Well, let me go. I got out of it anyway. It has been left fire Argon 4 hit this entire time.
He's hoping he'll get you one time.
He's in his own head with these jukes now. It's his turn, it's Sacred's turn.
Lies! All lies! Your dreams, your hopes, your futures, delusions and lies!
I tried when I saw he was casting left Firaga, I tried to cancel it by moving, but I just apparently rotated enough. Like it was just like, you're doing it, and then I moved anyway. Hello, people I didn't pick. I got the orchestrion roll! Woo! Oh, we gonna party tonight. I have this one, but what a drop.
My very essence begins to wane. Sweet, sweet agony.
Leave this to her.
She's gonna cut his head off.
Come to deal the coup de grace. Good. Watching you struggle against the inevitable is bad comedy. Erase me from existence, soul and all.
All your days is Hermes.
How would you know that name?
We were buddies, and then you wiped our memories.
Then it was you. In Elpis. With Emet-Selch. The final pieces fall into place. In my halcyon days, as the mortal Amon, I was haunted by a dream. Night after night, the faceless multitude, the voiceless cries, shards of shattered memories. But slowly, the fog began to clear. This was Elpis. And I was Hermes. Recurring though it was, I paid this dream little heed. It was only when I was granted the seat and memories of Fandaniel that I knew these visions to be true. They were the memories of Hermes that he himself erased using the power of Kairos. Or so he thought. In his attempt to burn away the events of that fateful day, he succeeded only in searing them more deeply into his soul. My soul. Death failed to expunge them. No matter how many times it came. Rebirth after rebirth, from one Fandaniel to the next. I wonder, is Emet-Selch adrift somewhere in this ethereal sea? In defeat, finally remembering your time together in Elpis? How it must gall him to be entrusted with knowledge of the final days, only to be rendered powerless to act upon it. So many lifetimes dedicated to restoring his beloved Amaron in blissful ignorance. Oh, folly. But make no mistake, my life as Hermes is not the reason I invited the world's end. I have lived. I have struggled. I have dredged the very depths of despair. And in the detritus of existence, I found the truth. I served a great ruler, powerful beyond measure. The world his dominion. Yet even he and his vast empire were destined to fall, to become one with oblivion. At the end of life's journey lies only death.
Dude is like on his 4th monologue this expansion.
So I ask you, why live at all? We betray.
5th monologue.
We murder.
I forgot Fan Daniels. No! If we're adding in Fan Daniels, we're like doubling that number.
Creatures, without exception. If life is so sacred, so precious, why fill it with such misery? Man wallows in a hell of his own making without purpose or meaning. To live is to suffer, and I would end that suffering by my own hand. It matters not if it flies in the face of all believed right and just. Death is the only solution! That is my truth, my answer to the question. And yet, even as the words pass my lips, I am filled with doubt. As my search reached its end.
It's like that we beat the crap out of him, and then it's like nope, let him talk, let him pontificate.
Was this the only way?
It's literally what I signed up for. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just silly that we all just beat him up. We're like, hang on. Stop throwing fire fours. He must talk.
These years.
Is this the answer I was hoping for?
The lamentations of the damned. How it vexes me to see your conviction falter at the last. Van Daniel, still clinging to existence.
Let him cook.
You, who champion death so fervently, unwilling to accept your own, refusing to be purified and swept into the sea of souls. As do I. We prisoners to memory, watching as the world turns.
Wilkamot doesn't have like the grandiose kinds of monologues. She's more of a preacher. It's a different energy.
Though unlike me, you will be spared the ignominy of having your corpse made a puppet, dancing to another's tune.
Is that Asahi?
How very astute. But let me be clear, I have not come to consort with the likes of you.
I hate everyone in this room, but at this moment, I hate this person more.
Nor have I come to bemoan the state of the world following my untimely demise. In fact, I delight in mankind's downfall, and the anguish it brings the savior of the savages. If I played some small part in the chaos, all the better. Not that I was in any position to resist. But to be made accomplice to the betrayal of Lord Xenos. I would die 1,000 deaths to exact my vengeance. Now you are at my mercy. I shall drag us both into oblivion, and you will never see the fulfillment of your magnum opus, even should you be reborn. Your desperate search for answers must start again.
I just wanted to get that Asahi face rig back up, but I cannot say anything except thank God they did this. I'll do what must be done.
And what might that be? My wish is all but granted. To die and take you all with me.
Have at a bowl cut.
Don't try to follow me. I had more of you people than I could stomach in life. Never mind in death.
Likewise, I pray we do not meet again.
You had better hope not.
I love that Asahi comes back. Just to be angry at everybody.
Come. Hydaelyn is waiting.
Welcome to the center of the earth. Population? That thing.
Brave travelers, I welcome you.
You look different.
I see. Thou didst journey unto Elpis. And now, the rivers of time converge. I know why you have come. Yet I would hear you speak your reasons all the same.
You created the moon to deliver mankind from the final days. But is that really how it has to end? We do not wish to abandon this world. We want to protect the source and all of its shards.
To flee is but one of two paths. The other leadeth to Meteon, far beyond the stars, where she doth chant creation's requiem. Her domain is formed of dynamis, pure, absolute. Where emotion and memory govern all, ether will avail you naught. Meteon hath gathered the pain and despair of countless stars, and to go unprepared is to go unto your doom.
We'll beat her. We'll win. I swear it. Is what I might have said. Once. After everything I've seen, all the times I've succumbed to my own anger and fear. I can no longer pretend that courage and faith will be enough. But are we truly so powerless? That our only choice is to flee?
Far from it, my child. Long ago, the inhabitants of myriad stars, many more prosperous than Atheris, sought to free their worlds from life's woes. Sorrow and anger, conflict and hostility, despair.
and even death itself. But as Meteon reported, every attempt ended in failure. Darkness abideth within every living being, and can never be cast out. Neither reason nor faith can challenge this immutable truth. To live is to suffer, and in suffering, find strength, and purpose, and hope. As you have done so many times before. Thou dost pursue an impossible dream, yet knowing this, you pursue it nevertheless. And thou hast learned to depend on others as they do thee. Thy yearning for the power to save the powerless hath ever driven thee to greater heights. Thou hast grown strong. Though those closest to thee no longer walketh by thy side, their love remaineth thy guiding light. For duty's sake, thou hast been bound by truths unutterable time and time again. Yet thy heart hath never wavered, as thy companions will attest. In thy pursuit of mysteries great, all thou believest is brought into question. Undaunted, thy thirst for knowledge remaineth unquenched. The fires of hatred that once burned in thy heart burneth no more. From their ashes doth spring the light of love, warm and pure. As witness to black calamity, thou despaired at man's helplessness. Resolved, thou didst unite a distant world on the brink of collapse. And thou, my champion, when all did seem lost, thou never abandoned hope. For every trial and every foe that did bar thy way, thou hast proven equal to the challenge, drawing courage from the many bonds forged on thy journey. You have all known despair, and though the end approacheth, you walk on, heads held high. Therein lieth your power, the strength to silence the song of oblivion.
Love the framing on this shot.
It's a wallpaper.
Then
it is
a means to confront her.
Yes, if you should prove yourselves worthy. Hark! Nigh impossible is it to send mortals to the edge of the universe. Should you fail, there will be no second chance. As the will of the star, I ask of you this.
Music starting up.
Do you possess the fortitude to stand firm when all around you does crumble? Do you possess the faith to vanquish despair itself? Should you lack the strength to best a supreme deity, I cannot allow you to make the journey. You must leave this star and never return. Prepare yourselves.
Prove ourselves worthy, then. Sounds straightforward enough.
Aye. No room for confusion there.
In any case, we've come too far to back down now.
Everybody does cool poses. I'm here for this. I'm drinking it.
I am of the same mind. What power I have, I shall bring to bear.
The three of you seem to be forgetting who we're up against. It's not every day we battle a divine being of untold power. Well, not quite every day. Do try not to get underfoot. Needless to say, there'll be no margin for error.
Let us hold nothing back. For the people of this world and those beyond the rift.
Alas, the question I posed to thee in Elpis hath remained unanswered these long years. I would hear thy response, warrior of light. Shouldst thou emerge victorious?
During this question, when using a duty support system, you have the opportunity to undertake this trial with a party of scions. Some of these allies' roles will differ from those you are normally able to select. So I feel like they did sort of work backwards, that they wanted to fight Hydaelyn, they wanted to fight Zodiark. But after you meet Vina, this makes perfect sense. This is a very Vina thing to do. Never in the past, present, or future have I found only happiness. To live is to ever be beset by hardships great and small. Yet it is in adversity we find the strength to rise to the next moment of peace and to the next, no matter what trials we face. By this strength have the will of gods been defied and the fortunes of men been forever changed. May it be so again this day. What, surprised to hear me and love mentioned in the same breath? I've not a heart of stone. Even in my darkest hour, there were people I cared for. Mentors, comrades. That mad woman who gave her life for us. Then you and Alfino threw my eyes off a bridge, and I've never known peace since. Bless you, Estinian.
Oh my god. He's held that grudge as long as I fucking have. I'm still mad about throwing those fucking eyes over there.
We did determine it was Sir Aymric's fault, but Estinian knows who to blame.
Yeah.
Oh. If strength is the courage to confront your failings and accept that you are worthy of another chance to rise from the ashes while the fire still burns, bloodied but unbowed, then my friends have made me strong. MXL called us incomplete, pitiful creatures, he said, and maybe we are. Pain, grief, fear, they walk with us wherever we go. But we prove to him that we deserve to live, and we'll prove it to Hydaelyn, Meteon, to the universe itself, if we must. Should we bring our singular talents to bear as one, even gods may fall. Nevertheless, I prithee, throw thyself not into peril, lest our curative resources be spent. Alright, I won't greed. I'm going to greed. From the ruins of a sundered paradise did she rise to grant this star new life. As its will, so long has she labored to guide her children. Make no mistake, this trial puts to proof Hydaelyn's own faith. Pain and despair, aye, we're old friends. I've lost count of the times I've cursed my own powerlessness. But it's the blessed memories in between that I chose to hold in my heart. Memories and possibilities. I fight to keep those things alive. And Philia and Rin, to say nothing of you lot I know, would never settle for less. Oop. Yeah, we are not playing with other people.
Don't forget to put your Stola on focus target.
Yeah. So, the way this works is that if you're a tank, Graha will go to be DPS. And if you're a healer, Urianger will be a DPS astrologian.
Oh man. That is fucking weird.
It is so weird. But, as a DPS, everybody fills a familiar role.
Alright, Bobby. Don't die.
You get mulligans in this one. You don't have to wipe. You get mulligans off the rip.
Well, don't waste one of them.
Really used to be saying don't die to Alfino.
No.
him and his mentor Estidian were just powerful floor tanks when I ran this originally.
I, the last of my kind, shall test thee. Come.
I'm curious to see who will eat dirt this time around. Also, I don't remember the last time I did this fight without tanking. Well, we're about to find out.
People still die to this even to this day.
Oh, people wipe on this still.
Yep. So I'm sure you remember, right?
A change of arms. May the test continue.
You cannot stop us.
Everybody's yelling now. Oh no!
Oh my god.
Getting away from that.
I know you instinctively want to run into it, but not this time.
Believe it's gonna be get out. Yep.
Yep.
Light unyielding.
I'll say.
They're all just watching the samurai standing out of range, like, what's she doing over there?
Nobody's paying attention. And now we're in a cross.
Yep.
Oh, we underestimate her. Oh, Istola knows the fight.
By blade.
Yeah, that's the trick for this fight. Istola does every mechanic correctly. So the only time she'll take damage is if somebody else fucks it up nearby her. Ah, they learned.
I think the first time everybody gets hit by it, just so that you can't cheese it immediately.
Well, also so you don't feel bad when everybody gets hit. And you also get hit.
Allow me.
They still learn faster than 80% of the players.
You're not quite centered.
Crystals of light. To me.
I actually think Ali's gonna end up in the ground first, but we'll see. I'm waiting for the LB at a bad time.
Here. The song of creation's end. Feel.
Double stacks, I think.
Sorrow
E stack.
of hope's demise.
They're fine.
Stack.
Think.
It'd be really funny if it went on you.
I would have had to run.
Find your way in the darkness.
Come on, guys, you can still attack the crystal.
This conviction counter is very slow, thankfully. Ugh. Oh, I got an achievement for killing a lot of enemies.
What a place to get it.
What?
or fly, my children, and never look back.
Passes of arms! I am absolutely filled up.
Away with you. This test is far from over.
Oh boy. Hopefully you don't need to see a mechanic.
Oh, I can't see it.
Crystal's light.
Get ready to spread afterwards.
We're near or far.
Yep, crit choice, don't move.
I knew how this works. Come on, go to the mechanics. Look at you. Extending your stand a little close there.
He knows the pixel. He knows the pixel.
He does. He does.
This mechanic took me way too long to solve without taking damage.
Together we shall overcome this.
Light unyielding.
Oh, Arianji, where you going?
Something special.
Refulgence eternal.
Did the middle explode? No. Yes.
Yes.
But it's not as big.
By blade.
No, Arianji, no!
That was just his spot, dude. You were in his spot. They discussed it in party chat. You weren't reading.
Succumb not to fear.
You're mine.
I will not hold back.
Alright, time for the fun.
Now somebody's gonna die. Oh, using triple cast during movement phase!
For quite easy wave patterns, though.
Yeah, that kind of helped.
We're near or far.
God, all these raid waves going out. Another easy one.
Oh, and they walked away anyway. Good job, you two.
Light unyielding.
Never going back to middle, because apparently that's what they do. You're in their own time, they'll go back to the middle in their own time.
Together
I don't think we're gonna lose anybody.
No, I'm shocked.
Well, why don't you go for a swim?
Tempting.
But they just tap it, but they don't actually take the hit.
By blade!
Nah. Nah.
Oh my days! It was gonna be you who dies.
Oh. Grah, why?
God, imagine you didn't have extra lives and Grah just fucking wipes you at fucking 1%.
Just sideswiped me.
At last, man has the strength to...
I know. Impromptu hug session in the middle of fighting.
I like the idea of Snooty betting 5 Twitch bits when you're on YouTube. Are you still partnered on Twitch? Despite not streaming that?
I think it's just a toggle. I don't think.
Oh no, wait, yeah, no, you are because you still use the emotes. I forgot. So yeah, you are. He could give you 5 bits, but nobody died. That was actually the cleanest run of that I've ever seen.
No botch on the ground somehow. The beginning was a little rough.
No, this can't be happening.
Though my power is in constant flux, I have always kept a reserve for this very moment. It was a true test of your prowess. You have done well.
There is one thing I must ask. By sundering the world into 14 shards, the ether of all living beings too was divided. This reduction would in theory allow us to more easily interact with Dynamis. Having seen mankind brought to the very precipice of extinction, you wished for us to develop a means to overcome despair. You believed we had the potential, and sundered all creation to see it fulfilled, to deliver us to that swirling maelstrom of Dynamis in which our foe hides, and grant us the power to defeat her once and for all. Is this not true?
It is as thou sayest. 'Twas the trial to which I subjected mankind, and it hath led to untold bloodshed and suffering. There was no kindness, nor justice in the tragedy I wrought. When confronted with the almighty Zodiac, my only recourse was rend him and the world asunder, that his power be diminished for a time. And so it came to pass. Now you, my chosen, have surpassed my expectations, surpassed me. I entrust the fate of the universe unto you. This crystal contains the memory of Meteion's passage through the stars. Deliver it unto the Labyrinthos. They will guide you to her.
Being handed a crystal to Hydaelyn. Full circle.
Though they may be capable of crossing great distances, there is a vast difference between traveling to the moon and the furthermost reaches of the great expanse. And unlike Meteion, we cannot simply soar on waves of Dynamis to our destination.
Indeed. To make such a journey would require an astronomical amount of ether. But a solution lieth close at hand.
Of course.
Yes, my child. Ever since I became the will of the star, the ether drawn here had slowly crystallized. They who have answered my call know it well. While I have remained hidden, it hath become the embodiment of the planet's will in my place. A faceless, omnipotent force of nature. The Mothercrystal, our final hope. Alas, I can do no more. The fulfillment of this task doth fall to you, my chosen. Now, heed these words. Darkness and light, despair and hope. As goeth one, so goeth the other. Become light, become hope. I have a gift for thee. Come closer.
Is it a sword? Because I already have your sword.
Long have I searched for a means to safeguard the future of this star. Though I knew failure after failure, by recalling thy tales and my promise to thee, I found the strength to carry on. Though the world is ever changing, thy thirst for adventure hath never waned. Thine unshakable resolve never ceases to amaze, to inspire. As a mark of my gratitude, I bestow this final gift. Thou dost possess the crystal of Amon, yes? As Hydaelyn, I reside over the forces of stasis, tranquility, peace. The laws which impart stability to existence itself. I will weave this self-same power into the crystal, granting thee mastery over matter, to give form to the formless. Use it wisely, or it will not last indefinitely. As thou hast seen on thy journey through the ethereal sea, souls are drawn to thee. Mayhap this trait will prove to be a boon rather than a hindrance. It is thy hopes and prayers that enable Asam's invocations and give them life. So keep them close. But pray, remember this. When the way forward is hidden, even from the mind's eye, look not to the invocation, but within yourself. These were the words of the crystal's original bearer.
Your words.
With that, my work is finished. Fulfill our promise. Right the wrongs committed when the world was yet whole. Silence the song of oblivion. Teach her a brighter melody. Show her our journey is far from over.
We will find our way.
Of this, I have no doubt. For yours is a light brilliant beyond measure. Long after I have gone, though not even my soul remaineth, my love will be with you forever, my dearest children.
Can you believe we've been running this game for about 2.5 years now?
What, this MSQ campaign?
Yeah, this MSQ campaign.
We started it near the beginning of Dawn Trail because that's when the Femroths began. Now we're almost at the end of Dawn Trail. Or almost at the beginning of Dawn Trail. At the same time. Well, this feels like as good as any spot to wrap up here. Let me chat to everybody. See, except Fortunate, we don't want to advance the story quite yet. How is she? Oh boy. I never would have forgiven myself if any of you come to harm. Far be it from me to refute Hydaelyn's own words, yet even if her actions were neither kind nor just, we can yet give them a nobler meaning. We can make her faith the salvation of mankind. She and Hydaelyn were two of a kind, weren't they? Full of love for the star and its people, always holding to hope for the future. She's given us all she can. We must share what we know with Father and the Loppers at once, that it not go to waste. I will keep Hydaelyn's word in my heart, as talisman and lodestone both. A bit small for a welcoming party, but I've never been one for crowds. Fortunate that Fortunault hath kept living away apprised of our progress. We require the Loppers' aid more than ever. If Dynamis is rules by emotion, perhaps prayer has more tangible results than I suspected, albeit ones that are not always obvious to us. In which case, we may hope that Hydaelyn's wishes continue to move the hearts of men as they set forth time and time again. Alright, so. From here, it's off to Ultima Thule next week. After a bunch of cutscenes. And then we get Ultima Thule. It's very exciting. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. More Sam & Max Saturday. Had a half of mind to do something stupid, but I really would rather do Sam & Max, so I'm going to be doing that. More 14 next Wednesday. And yeah, that's it. Ain't much.
When are we bringing Cypress's Retro Corner back?
That was part of my silly thoughts. I hit a bit of a setback, but well, I might actually reprise that with a different game.
Oh.
But I was doing a bit of digging around in my basement, and I realized that a critical component of my scheme is not present. But I don't even know if I'm going to do that anyway. It's an idle thought. Anyway, yeah.